feel 2 earthquakes since I left here last week. 2 earthquakes, 2 tremors. Earthquake is not a nice thing to feel, though, I tell you. I tell you what, earthquake is not nice at all to feel.
Hello my viewers and subscribers, greetings. I hope you all are doing good. Hope you all are doing great. So your boy here come across this one wherein the main headline is Mutabaruka attacks a lot in this one. Speaking of the earthquake and a lot more in this one. So my people, this one is gonna be really interesting. So you wanna stay tuned and don't forget, I'm here on the Black Unity program. So feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you're new. With that being said, let's go ahead and hear what Mutabaruka got to say in this one. My people, let's walk.
This is the Cutting Edge, and I remember there with you next Wednesday. Yes, we're there with you on this Wednesday night, yeah. So much things going on, man. May I tell you? See, Hurricane Michael is the latest round of hurricane that is devastating Florida and other little areas near to Florida there in America. Say earthquake. I feel 2 earthquakes since I left here last week. 2 earthquakes, 2 tremors. Earthquake is not a nice thing to feel, though, I tell you. I tell you what, earthquake is not nice at all to feel. I mean, the breeze and the rain is one thing, but you actually have to see the breeze and not see the rain. Well, when I see the breeze, you feel the breeze. And you hear and see the rain. But you just sit down there and you just feel the ground just a shake underneath you and you just see things a shake. So it's not a good feeling. I've felt a lot of them over the years, but I realize that because of where I'm going now, it's like we are anticipating so we will get a big earthquake. You know, we did look for hurricane, but right now, even though we are looking for hurricane, we mind upon an earthquake. We are tell you. And then only forgot here now, a place where it devastated, I think I went, at 2010, them did get for them hurricane, the earthquake, with 300,000 people dead. 80. And then we go here, so now another earthquake, lick them again. I think them about 15 people dead now, but no place match up. When we look on the stream, them will come on TV and on the internet. And no place match up again in a 80. So there is I don't know if it's me alone, but there's a feeling in a jump. And last year plus the Category 5 hurricane will lick. You know them say lightning not strike twice in the same place. Well, hurricane strike twice in that same Dominica, Puerto Rico. All of them places get some Category 5 hurricane now. Them are try to figure out if them for now have Category 6 now. But all of them little things they now make you start to, as me I say, I don't know if I'm me one, but it's like you anticipate. But we should not do. We should not anticipate hurricane or earthquake. You know, and people still round the corner talk about well, Jamaica is a God-blessed country, you know, so much things pass away. Well, you know, me want to tell you, say, at 700 people get murdered since the year start. 700 people get murdered since the year, at 700? Something like that. At 700, yeah, at 700, them say, I think. And I not sure that is a blessed place, because at least those acts is nature. But when man go around and kill one another, and the murder rate is about the 15th highest in the world, I don't say, oh, could I talk about God bless country? I mean, the country is blessed with certain natural resources and all them things there. But the actions of the people is really some serious thing to analyze and criticize. But we sit down here and I hear earthquake and hear hurricane all around me. And we get some little tremor. It's like the little tremor them say, you know, like the tremor them don't even last like, you know, 5 seconds, you know, not even 5 seconds. Can you imagine if you get a 60-second earthquake in Jamaica? 60 seconds. Oh gosh, man. Your people are taught that. Watch a man, you see, if you're a Christian, you better just go and pray, you know. Go and pray, me I tell you that. But me know say, you could have prayed a little more, you know. Prayer will make you feel good, but prayer is a feel good thing, you know. But it can't stop when nature I bring, you know, it can't stop it. All the argument about hurricane and through the hurricane not come at you with God bless and people are pray. A joke when I make if you don't think say prayer can't stop hurricane and prayer can't stop earthquake. When earthquake come, it going to come. And me I tell you say, most people who me know now anticipate say earthquake are going to lick Jamaica. I mean I talk about lick Jamaica like little 3 second, 5 second earthquake. We are talking about earthquake will shake the place. You know, and people are looking for hurricane and an earthquake. We are feeling now. You know, and we see the flooding again. Or maybe Jamaica will get the 2 things them saved. Well, it's a terrible thing for think them thing there, you know. I mean, a terrible thing for think them thing there. But you can't help it the way you see things are going on, you know, in the earth, you know. Because we see Indonesia now, earthquake and tsunami. You can just imagine you get earthquake and a tsunami. And the second time Indonesia feel it, you know. The first time I hear about tsunami is when Indonesia, how much years ago, them talk about the tsunami will kill 100,000 people. They make all a movie out tight, you know. And me I say, tsunami, our name so? Big man Mutabaruka never know when name tsunami until me hear about Indonesia. Tsunami. People stand up on the beach. You think if me stand up on a beach and see the water recede, me say more land. Me go out, which part the water you see there look for see is where the water go. Me do that. Me do that because that is not supposed to happen. And that is what I'm to a whole heap of people. Them see the sea are recede. And before them come out of the water and left, them a follow the water mark and a follow go more, and then all of a sudden the water just come forward. Thousands of people dead. Tsunami is not a nice thing, especially when you live on the coastline. That's why when them say tsunami, whether you feel say to come or not, move from there. It's like the hurricane in America, you know, where they might tell the people them say what them call mandatory evacuation, you know. That means say you have to evacuate, you have to leave your house and this and that in there. Carry where you can carry and move. And some people have said them now move because hurricane now come. Like Jamaica. Anytime the people them tell you, they say hurricane are going to come, everybody has said, sure. Every time them tell about hurricane are come. Hurricane are come, I mean I move. The people them in America feel it. Who say they never did go move, them feel it. Me no joke, them could have worked with the Chinese them little more. For Chinese shop pack out and full out a grocery, and then the meteorological service just give you a warning. All of a sudden, all the Chinese shop them sell out, and no hurricane no come. I don't care. I am anticipating the hurricane going to come. Whether them did know it will come or not, I anticipating it's going to come. And Jamaican people have to get with it. We have to get with it and know, say, you see the people them telling us say the hurricane is in, Jamaica is in the part of the hurricane. Just think that Jamaica is in the part of the hurricane. Don't sit down there and say, the hurricane now come. All right, it is good to say that. And if the hurricane don't come, you can't even thank yourself and say, see there, my faith make the hurricane don't come. It's all good to say that. But here now, it's a true me no say, man no control when nature rig up, man no control earthquake, man no control hurricane and breeze and all things that we call natural disaster. Man no can predict and man use them science and show you say, well, it is at latitude this and longitude that and them thing there, and it is getting closer to this and that. Most of the time them right. Most of the time them right. You see the people them who are pray, and I pray this and I pray that and I pray that, it make them feel good, especially when them pray and it don't come. But here now, millions of people have been praying for certain things don't happen to them, and it still happen. You understand? So I don't care when nobody wants to say, prayer can't stop hurricane. Prayer can't stop earthquake. Prayer can't stop cyclone. May I tell you that. So when I forget with it, I understand, say, when earthquake come, when hurricane come, heed the call, heed the warnings. It's better to be prepared and it don't come than don't prepare and it come. And for those of you who read Bible, you hear about the 5 who was wise. And for those of you who read Bible, you hear about the 5 who was wise and the 5 who was the 5 virgin. A virgin them too, 5 was wise and 5 was foolish. And you also hear about the man who built the house by the sand and one who built the house by the rock. Take heed. If the people them tell you say hurricane they near and you feel little water drip in the sky and then all of a sudden you see only a rain fall and then you get to the hurricane and you say, Chuck, every day them talk about hurricane not come. Hurricane not come here, man. You have people where hurricane not coming and their house still wash away and people still dead. And them all little touch up thing on the side of the gully just broke away. And the gully broke away. Remember when hurricane come, not even a hurricane. Rainfall and Grand Spen Road they saw. The whole of the building just tilt right over upon the gully edge. The whole of the building tilt. It's like Guinea House over Port Royal. Now people, may I tell you this, May I tell you this. Don't follow madness and foolishness, Don't follow madness and foolishness. You say if you live on gully bank, and you live in a which part, river, water run, but you live there how much years now, and you not see no water running there, so you say, what am I talking about? This is no river, river what? Years, 20 years me live there, so. And me never see water run through here, so you go build all concrete structure in the water. Well, when poor people don't know if you do it, them do anything and not think, Build all house in the river, when dry up river, where them never say water come yet. And on some edge or some gully, concrete structure, and them never build the concrete structure based up off how concrete supposed to be. Some of them don't even put no steel in the concrete, in the block, them when them put them up, Them just put up this up because them don't want to put zinc. Them prefer put black. And them still understand how the black thing go. Well, me I tell you, you say we are going in the other part of the world. Don't feel like say, I choose the other country, them wicked. That's why them think they happen. Because you have Christian who believe that. You have Christian people who have the mind there. So the reason why earthquake, like Haiti, because them not deal with God, them are deal with voodoo. And you say hurricane gone and lick how much time? How is it that when earthquake and hurricane lick? Hurricane lick Cuba, you know, hear this whole heap of devastation. Because them people, they put certain things in place. And this is a country where people always are going this and are going that. Well, Cuba, anytime hurricane reach at 80, it always reach at Cuba. And when you hear them say them evacuate, you never hear no big catastrophe and disaster happening at Cuba when hurricane reaches so. But that's reach over to Puerto Rico and it reach out to Florida and all them places, to go up to Georgia, Atlanta and them places. You hear whole heap of devastation and people are dead and all them something there. May I tell the people them, you know, don't take this thing lightly, you know. All what your pastor not tell you, him no know, him no God, him no nature, him no control nature. All them argument that the word Joshua commands son to still stand still is foolishness. No man can stand up here and tell you about son stand still. It's joke business. No go so. So when you hear man I tell you where hurricane there, and when you hear the people say hurricane there so, and it come there so, it's better you prepare and it don't come. That you can't say rotted. You know, so the tin mackerel them and buy up that day, I can't use them another time. Than to make it come and you never have no tin mackerel. That when uncle lick you when shop locked down and light gone and water you can't get no. You need to prepare some jug of water in your yard, even though it might not enough, but at least. You know, the last time I say them lack of water for about a week or two, you know. And my mother used in our home. A pure old people up at the home and no water there, you know. Me have to get water in every jug when I can't find to go up there. Because people that say, sure, this come, I'm foolishness, where am I going? Every time them tell you this and that. And it come, and you see certain people, especially poor people who go to church every Sunday, and them feel it the most. When an act of nature happen, whether it is flood, whether it is breeze, or whether it is earthquake, the people them who feel it most is poor people and people who say them is Christian, go to church every Sunday and them feel it. Think about it. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. Yes. Cutting Edge. We come on for the warning now. You understand? Okay. We still up on the church thing still. And we're going to set the tone for where we're going to work with this now. So here we go now. We're going to set the tone now by playing this tune.
The courts of law give us the chance to judge innocence and guilt. But is guilt reduced or removed by the passage of time? That's the question raised by our next document. For more than 300 years, European merchants forced Africans onto slave ships and transported them across the Atlantic Ocean. And Britain played a huge part in this human trade. British ships carried around 3 million slaves to America and the Caribbean, where they worked on plantations, helping to build the wealth of the City of London. The trade made many organizations rich, and I've discovered in the archives that includes a very surprising name. God Almighty has set before me the abolition of the slave trade. So wrote the great reformer William Wilberforce. And yet, during the 18th century, there were slaves in the Caribbean who bore branded on their chests the word society. This 1817 register of slaves in Barbados reveals that society means the honourable and reverent society for the propagation of the gospel in foreign parts, the missionary arm of the Church of England. And here is that society listed as owning some 400 slaves. Listed here then is every man, woman and child owned by the society. We see that their ages range very considerably. Cudjoe is 70 years old, and he's working as a domestic. It seems that Ben George can be set to work as a grass gatherer, even though he's only 10 years old. Some slaves are still alive at a very grand age. Here's Rita, who's 90 years old. She's infirm. She's no longer working. But on the other hand, Orkoa and Kwashiba, who are both 80 years old, are both still working as nurses. The documents don't reveal the conditions that some of the slaves would have endured. 12-hour working days in intense heat, punishments such as the lash or being put in leg irons. For the slave owners, like the church, it was the profit of the plantation that mattered. These pages bear the musty smell of their 200 years and also the stench of hypocrisy. Today we can still see the wealth in our capital constructed on the foundations of slavery. The Corporation of London had its seat in the magnificent Guildhall. Sir William Beckford made a fortune from slave plantations in Jamaica and was twice Lord Mayor. William Beckford, the Lord Mayor, might have been focused on profit, but the church added a moral purpose to slavery.
They recognise that slavery is problematic, but they also recognise that these slaves, that Africans, come from this dark continent, and therefore they need to be civilised. And slavery, while not perfect, provides an opportunity for bringing Africans into the body of humanity.
Does the Church of England succeed with this mission of civilising the slaves?
It's a complete failure. They failed to convert the numbers that they had hoped to, partly because Christianity provides a point of resistance for slaves. How do you resist this terror? Well, you refuse to take on their religion. They brand slaves with hot irons as a sign of ownership, and they flog them to death, and they also sell them off when they can't work anymore.
So they don't treat them any better than slaves on any other plantation?
That's what the historical documents suggest, that the Church of England plantation is no different to any other plantation.
Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my glory down.
The international slave trade was abolished in 1807. But it wasn't until 1833 that Parliament outlawed slavery as an institution. Compensation was paid, not to the slaves, but to their owners. Documents show that for freeing its slaves, the church received nearly £9,000, a fortune at that time.
We have in Britain today a history of churches, of church buildings that are built on the blood and sweat and brutalization of Africans.
Old pirates, just a rabbi, sold light to the merchant ships.
In 2006, the then Archbishop of Canterbury apologized for the Church of England's role. But neither it nor the state has met calls to pay reparations. Its historic actions clearly weigh on the conscience of the Church of England.
The Council of Nicaea was an effort by Constantine to control the people through military and through religion. Whoever can control your concept of God has a weapon more powerful than any physical weapon, than any sword, any gun, any atomic weapon. Whoever controls how you relate to the unseen presence of God will not only control you, but can control your children and your children's children. So it was at the Council of Nicaea that the Constantine, this emperor, needed to find a way to consolidate his power, because the people that he conquered in various parts of the world had different religions, different ideologies. And it was at Nicaea where he brought together these theologians, these scholars, if you will, to hammer out one uniform theology that everyone would follow.
And if Constantine could convince people to take Jesus as God on earth and change that he was a human being, then they could take over the control of the Catholic Church and make one. So they invited. And one of the priests was an African known as Arius. Bishop Arius. There's a book called Blacks Who Died for Jesus by Mark Hyman. Gives the story of Arius. Arius now gets word that Constantine knows Arius is coming to dispute this. Because he's saying, how are you going to tell people this? Nobody's going to believe that story. That Immaculate Conception? Come on, we know that's written on the walls of Egypt. That's a mythology. That's an analogy. You're not supposed to believe that story. That's a nice story to live by, that each and every one of us has Jesus within us and every birth is an Immaculate Conception. But there was no one boy born as the Son of God to free. Come on, you can't. Constantine said, look, come on over here. Nicaea, I'm going to talk to you. He found out that he was going to be assassinated. So he fled into Europe with his followers. Arius and his followers became known as the Arians. Wouldn't Hitler have a heart attack if he knew who the real Arians were? They were a bunch of black folk.
Everybody who was worshiping ISIS and dealing with mostly a Kemetic religious philosophy, they said, we can't do this. This is ridiculous. This reminds me, there's no man called Jesus Christ. We ain't never heard of him. Well, Jesus Christ will take Jesus, which was the sun god in the west, and we'll take Christos, which was the sun god in the east, and we'll put them together. We'll have a name. And so what did he do? A man named Apollonius of Tyana, at that time, who had studied philosophy in Kemet, was teaching. He was a healer, working miracles. He was a hero at that time. So he became the template for Jesus Christ.
The first.
Okay, this is the Cutting Edge on RFM. So we play those two clips. One clip about the church involvement in slavery. I am 60-year-old, and my mother used to send me to church, the Roman Catholic Church, Holy Trinity Cathedral Church on North Street, every Sunday. As a matter of fact, she used to tell me, say, I can't eat no breakfast until I come back from church because I have to take communion. And you know, you can't eat the communion, you have to put it by your tongue and make it melt away, because that is the flesh of Jesus Christ. And my grandmother used to live at Jonestown. And every Sunday she go to Baptist church. And when holiday come, my mother send me up on my granny, go stay, because we have work. Anytime my mother move go in her yard, it's like a me one as picnic in the yard. But when I go to my granny, I have my cousin them and little friend them round the place where we used to make kite at Bryan Street and play cutway and all them something there. So we go at church with her, because we go a market, go sell a Coronation Market. From Friday we down there. And we sleep down there, because them days them still have it. Them used to have the underneath the counter them. You could have pack up your food them in there. That time we not think about no gunman and no thief. Nobody not come in there come thief your goods. So you sleep underneath there, and we used to love it. Because other people they run up and down in a Coronation Market and just have a good time. Sunday we go to church, Baptist church in a Jonestown. I don't know if the church is still there. But Easter, that's how we go. Christmas, that's how we go. Why me I say that? Why I saying that? I hear why I go and say that. Hear why I saying that. From Ayagat Church, I have never heard whether a Roman Catholic priest or whether a Baptist priest, which is the two churches we used to go, Me never hear a person bring up chattel slavery that was perpetuated by white people against black people. Never hear them talk about it. Never, never, never. I don't say them don't never talk about it yet, but in my experience, in my life, I have never heard a church person, preacher, stand up on the pulpit and explain to the people them the cruelty that was perpetuated by African people, against African people, by a people who came clear across the sea thousands of miles away from the yard to come take way and put you in a boat and bring a commanders to come work on plantation, sugar cane, cotton field and all them something there. And I have never heard them talk about that subject. And I come as a big man and I start to read the Bible for myself. And I'm looking at the Bible and I see in the Bible, right across the Bible, slavery was part of the culture of these people. Slavery. Them call it slavery. To even in the New Testament, one man write and say, slaves must be obedient to their masters. Them even go and tell you about a woman, the man is the head of the woman, and Christ is the head of the man. Permit not a woman to teach in the church. Slaves must be obedient to their masters in the Bible. And them tell we, say Israel, in the Bible, them say Israel was going under hell in Egypt, as if they were slaves in Egypt, in bondage. That is where them use the word bondage. The Bible talk about slavery. And one of the most famous slaves in the Bible was a man named Joseph from the 12 tribes of Israel, one of the sons of Israel. Take time with me, I come into what I'm talking about. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Joseph, brothers them, never find favor with him for certain little levels. And the story, everybody know the story about Joseph coat of many colors. That's something imprinted in our mind indelibly in our consciousness. And Joseph, who we are told that the Israelites was in bondage in Egypt. The Bible tell we say Joseph become a governor in Egypt, rise above everything, and then the brother them was shocked and surprised. The Bible say slaves must be obedient to their masters. In West Africa, them have a group of people who come into Africa and invade Africa. Them call themselves Arabs. And them come with a religion named Islam. And them spread right across North Africa, even into certain parts, West African states. And they enslaved the Africans them. Enslaved the African them. For hundreds of years, African people was enslaved by these invaders, the Arabs. And in enslaving them, they taught them their religion, their Islamic religion. And the Africans them, like sponge, absorb this religious practice and belief. And it spread right across, especially North Africa. Go right into places like Mali, Benin, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Gambia. All of these places get absorbed by this religion. That the Africans them start to give up them African identity and choose them Islamic identity. So even those with African names try to change it to Arab names. So the Africans them now become not Africans anymore, but slaves to a religion that enslaved them to a group of people known as Arabs. Hundreds of years ago. So the Africans cease to be Africans. They are now Muslims, spreading the religion of the Arabs right across Africa, North Africa especially, even into West Africa, where the indigenous African culture was part of the spirituality of these people, the Yoruba, the Akan, the Ashanti kingdoms and all these things was devastated. Not physically, a lot of it, but spiritually. Them take their Islamic religion and control the Africans them. But slavery existed. Slavery existed. Slavery existed. As a matter of fact, the word slavery, slaves, come from a European tribe, the Slavs. If you don't believe me, go look it up. There was no word in Africa for slave. No word. There was no word in Africa. Slavery is a construct of European word sound. Slaves come from Slavs. The Slavs in Europe. So what we have is that when the people then become servants, them call them slave. There was no slaves in Africa. No word that defines slaves. But you have people who were under servitude. Servitude, where you serve a certain time by doing certain work, and then them let you go. Or if you can elevate yourself, like Joseph in the Bible, you might also become a chief or a king. There was no concept of chattel slavery in Africa. None. And make we use the word slaves to make it more palatable, when I say palatable, to make people understand clearly what we are talking about when we say slave now. So we're going to say the slavery that existed in Africa was not chattel slavery. The Africans them had no concept of the slavery that we eventually started to know when white people got to Africa. What white people did to Africans, bringing them here and turning them into slaves. That concept of slavery never exists in West Africa. Never. That even when people, tribes fight against tribes and war broke out for land and man kill man and man capture people, there was a law that governed, just like how you have prisoners of war in war, you know, you have things that govern the prisoner of war, that if it was an enemy, you don't treat the enemy a certain way. Africans fight war like any other group of people. And Africans capture people. Them when them call them enemies like any other people, just like anywhere in the world. France and Europe, France and England used to fight. Enough. Europeans fight Europeans in those medieval times, how you call them, and bring slaves into them country. When Christopher Columbus come here, so him see the Taínos them, him take them and carry them go to Europe, go to Spain, for come show off. Say, yes, see, there you have some little people down there, so boy, them nice and sweet, you see, man. But them don't have Jesus in them. Africa never have chattel slavery existing. Chattel slavery is a white man construct. Chattel slavery is aliens who invade Africa construct that. And through the Islamic religion, we start to become like the Arabs with all the sometimes good things and a whole heap of the bad things. We inculcating ourselves and we become what we call now Islamic. So here come the infidels, the Africans who lost themselves in the Islamic concept, start to see them brothers and sisters as infidels who never accept the the Islamic thinking. So they become now infidels. And all infidels must die if you are not part of Allah and that concept. You are not my brother. You're an infidel. So here is it now that Africans who used to celebrate them tribal understanding and tribal concepts come out of that consciousness and start to celebrate that alien thing and start to look down upon them tribal brethren now as infidels. So you know, say, in the name of that religion, more tribes start to fight more tribes, but it becomes vicious. It becomes vicious. So here come a next group of people, the Portuguese. And the Portuguese come in Africa as the Europeans them now who say a little loophole for coming to Africa now and decide to them to take Africans them and carry them for go work and feed them places. And then we say other people start to come in to the point where now the people them from Europe, we're not talking about the British yet, we're talking about the Europeans them in Europe itself from Portuguese, because Britain is part of an island complex. It's an island complex. It's not definitely in Europe, but it is near to Europe. But the Portuguese, even Christopher Columbus, who come from Genoa in Italy, was in Portugal, and Christopher Columbus was part of the expeditions who go into Africa. Before him come in this part of the world, he must have sailed upon the Portuguese ship them and go into Africa. A white people's history, you know. I will talk about these things many times, but it come to light now based up of what we see go on here so now. So you where say now. So the British decide, say, why them addicted to sugar, them addicted to rum, but them can't work the field them. And the little white slave them what them used to bring for come do certain things, can't work it, the sun too hot and all them something there. So them have to find another way to sustain this business. So them take ship and ships and sail to Africa to find people who them never see as human beings. I don't know of no tribe, that's what you want to call tribe, or nation, where look upon a next nation or a next tribe and don't see them as human being. I don't know of it. And if them doing it now, it's because of something that is inculcated in them. Just like how the Arab religion inculcated in a whole heap of black people now, that them don't see themselves as African again, but them see themselves almost as Arabs. So them want to name Muhammad, and them want to name all the Elijah, and them want to name all these Abdul, Ibrahim, all these names. Okay. So, the white man come upon the land now, and him see a way now how to manipulate the people them, just like when Christopher Columbus come before them and manipulate the Taínos them, just like how Cook go to Australia and manipulate the Aborigines people them. And the list goes on and on and on and on. The difference between what the British did and what other people did in slavery was that the British took the people from them place of birth and take them out of that situation and carry them going to a place where they never know. Because when them go to Australia, them never take the Aborigines people them and carry them to another land. The Aboriginal people them was colonized and enslaved in them own land. Africans is the only group when the Arabs them come, them never take the African them and carry them going to the next land. Them colonize the country and the people them upon the land. So in order to maintain British sovereignty, they had to use something named chattel slavery. Slavery, the word slavery is not from Africa, and it's not from China. It's not from North America. It is from Europe. And as I said before, for want of a better word, we're going to say slavery existed in Africa, but not as we come to know slavery. So, the Africans, who is not Africans anymore, because them take up all these alien religions, never see these people who them used to live with. Them say some will eat and drink with you. Or them say, look how me I used to sit down, play football together. Sometimes we have all the same woman. But because now we take up a religion in our head, we start to switch. The Africans, them see a way. Them say if there's no buyer, there's no seller. So the Africans, who is not Africans anymore, but is under the spell of what we call no religion, not seeing them tribal brethren anymore as brethren, participated in the movement of people, not knowing what would befall them outside of Africa, because them do have a concept of chattel slavery. They do have a concept of chattel slavery. Them don't know, say you have man, we are going to tie human beings between horses and whip the ass them till them armpit pop out. Them do have a concept of man I could take iron and put it in a fire and burn you on your back and your front and everything. Them do have a concept of man where go cut off man penis and put it in a buckle and put it in a them house as souvenir. The African them do have that concept in a them head. There was no concept of chattel slavery in Africa. Yet still, we know that slavery existed in Africa, just like slavery existed in Europe. Why we have said that and we have said this? We have said this now because the white man go to Africa. And one of the ways that he could subdue the Africans them to participate in his criminal activities was, even though they want to tell you, say, some trinkets, and we know trinkets is trinkets, but you see that thing when them call gun, up to this day, we have a love affair with gun, just like how white people have a love affair with gun in America. You see the youth them rise up and have a love affair with gun. You see the gun will make people do things. Yes. And we not apologize. We're not apologizing for what we are saying. Because we know, these people get the African them to participate in a them evil. Just like them get the politician them today to oppress the people them and don't feel like says oppress them or oppress them. And when we, the runaway slaves, say, watch out, only oppress the people them, you know. Them say, what them talk about? Which oppression? I know oppress the people them because them get inculcated in our mindset, in our system, in our British system that cause them to react to certain things and make them feel like say them not responsible for it. But them can push no one say, see there, we not talk about African redemption, we not talk about reparation, but African did not sell African. What is the condition that we talk about when we say Africans that sell Africans? What we're talking about? Make us sit down and discuss it. Make us sit down and talk about it. Why is it that the PNP and the GLP is free to do what they want to do in terms of uplifting the people them? Yet still them have the Queen as them head of state. And all of them relationship, democratic relationship, social relationship, how we talk, who we worship, is designed and operated by white people. It's white people decide how we talk, how we walk, what we eat, what we wear, how we have sex, and all of these things. Yet still, we now go say, it's slavery. We now call that slavery. If you take these people who govern we now and put them in at the time when they talk about Africans sell African, them wouldn't feel say it's something terrible them do that do. Them now go feel because them don't have that concept of terrible things in them head to the point where now them are going to take people. And me not going to think nothing wicked against unnecessary wickedness against certain people in Jamaica. But these politicians who claim to be leaders don't feel say them must sell out black people because them do have that concept. Them hear about selling out, but them don't feel say sell out. And we are supposed to not sell out black people, and they say, no, so we have to do good thing, so we have to fix road, so we have to do this, so we have to do that. And we give you Jesus for all our pan. We say, Jesus, when come see, what we can do, Jesus will help you do. The African, them in Africa, keep doing what we say happen, white people come there, them get Africans. White people come there, them get Africans. And carry them come across us and do something to the African people, where African people never have that concept in their mind. There was no concept of chattel slavery in the African mind. And guess what? You see, when a whole heap of them realize we are going after generations and generations, you see, after them realize we are going, you think say a whole heap of them not climb on them ship and come over here for free Africans. Them not record you, them not tell you that. Them not record that. So you have Africans who come here not as slaves but to free the slaves. A whole heap of we come here not as African slaves, become slaves, but to free the slaves them. Just like Harriet Tubman in America would say, start the underground rail to move Africans from the south and go to the north because them think them was more free up in the north. And she said, look here, I have freed many slaves, but I could have freed more if only they knew they were slaves. You know much black people righteous or no things that slavery done because no chattel slavery now go on. Because to them, chattel slavery, when people talk about slavery, they talk about slavery as it is practiced by chattel. Africans never have that concept. Them feel say it's something them a do. Because them in our next mindset, them give up them way of Africanness, African perspective, and start to delve now into Arab perspective, Jesus perspective, and now them come now. In at this time, you know, the church is the main instigator of slavery against black people. The church, because the Roman Catholic Church, even from Christopher Columbus, because in 1492, where a whole heap of people don't even understand, even though Christopher Columbus was here, giving the people and them friend them, giving the Taínos them disease, and giving the Taínos them all manner of, and cutting off them hand, chop off them hand and all them something there. In 1492, something started in France. So let me say France, in Spain and France, named the Inquisition. 1492, the birth of the Inquisition. What was the Inquisition? The Inquisition was placed there by the Roman Catholic Church that anybody was found to be out of line of the edicts of the Catholic Church would be burned to death. Them would be burned to death. Them call it the Inquisition, so them have the Inquisitor. That's why you get inquisitive. Go look it up. Inquisitive, Inquisitor, Inquisition. 1492, that start. And it spread all over Europe. At that time, Europe wasn't Europe, it was called Christendom. So anybody who was against the Pope would be in a serious problem. That is why you have man like Henry VIII. After he realized he can't divorce this, that, and kill one and white them and all them something there. He break away from the Roman Catholic Church and gone in England and formed the Anglican Church. It's the same church. The Protestant church is the same church. It's the whole of the church them is Roman Catholic. All of them spring out of Roman Catholic. The church perpetuates slavery over the years, and some churchman, white man, where we learn in a school, Wilberforce and all these people, we see them as hero because that is where we were taught. We never think say African people did have fight slavery. We never did. We don't know say you have African people who come across the part of so not as slave, but to free slave. We don't know all of them things in our history. All we know that some guys sit down in England and start to feel sorry and say, boy, what a wicked slavery that could after them make in our days and not have billions of dollars off of the blood, sweat and tears of African people in this part of the world. Yeah. And the church still on there, and you just hear play the thing. The church participated in slavery. A whole heap of the president, Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln, Adams, all of these American presidents had slaves. Them have Africans as slaves in a them house. Some of them breed up, some of them too. So, some little giddy head African in this time come and say, well, you want to say, we want to apologize for what took place in those days. That they say, from we go to Africa, some chief come together. Them never say it in the name of Jesus, Them say it in a film tribal way. Them say, yes, we understand where it go on. You understand? And based upon the times we're living in, all right. So them apologize, and we say, all right, now, so we can move on now to the next thing. The next thing now is to find out now the wicked apartheid. How we're going to get these people who make this thing happen. Give us some reparation and admit them wrong. Because the first person I hear admit to the wrong of slavery is a black person. And all the things I just outlined a while ago, them know say, where people are telling you about black people sell out black people and them thing there. You want to believe that? All right, you believe that. So when we say, these black people that we are governed with, I sell we out. Most of the people them say, what them say? What most of them say, things that go up and see this, all them hear cabo talk on radio at Sunday morning time. Them say, slavery no exist again. Try backward talk and fool talk, them and all them something there. Oh, slavery no exist again. But the people them a bawl and a cry out. And these people supposed to have more knowledge and understanding of history. Because when you have a precedent set, you can use the precedents to move forward. And people without a knowledge of them history like a tree without root. There was no precedence set. Because what if them black people, they never see no white people yet, and they thought they must say white people. We have white people run up and down all over way. All over way. Anywhere you go in Jamaica, you see white people. You go in Barbados, Trinidad, everywhere, white people there. So we don't feel like say we living at the same time where them are going in slavery. Because slavery come in a different form. Just like how the Africans them didn't know about slavery, but it wasn't the form where white people take it to the next level. White people take slavery to a next level. But we never did understand about that long that's all. We don't have no concept of that. Just like how we have white people run up and down round here, so now we don't have no concepts. I wonder where them up to. I just some little conspiracy theorists could have run on the place and say, we can't trust them people there and sit. Them a learn with music, them a learn with dance. I see them a take it when I carry go there. First time all the parties used to go to Japan. Now them can't go to Japan again because you have a bounty killer Japan with a Japanese. You have Japanese sound system where bigger than make Matan look like joke. You know them it's like we can't see. Look how the Chinese them are coming now. When you know say the Chinese them are developed Jamaica, we are talking about the Chinese them want to colonize with her. It's the same way the Africans them do that think. Because them couldn't see it. Them have the concept there. Yet they have certain ones in amongst them where they realize about wait. And that are going over there so because news started to spread. Even though the distance far news started to spread. Say, look, we are going over there. So some of the Africans them free themselves and say, watch out, we are go over there to go free the African them. We are coming to Jamaica, come free them. Bookman did come from Africa. Bookman was an African. We go to Haiti, go start a revolution where uprising where is unprecedented in the black world. Nani come from Africa. Where do you think Nani come here for? Nani come here for free somehow, no? Somehow no slave, we are going like someone not slave. Straight from Africa them come. And like we were great-great-grandmother, great-great-grandfather, they come from Africa. And people want to say, you're not born in Africa, so you're not African. It's so African thing now. Then if you think that, why you feel say the African them down there so? Did I think, oh you think now that you can't see where them never say. But you can't see where you in and now. You can't see the dilemma where you find yourself in with the Chinese them, with Britain and all of these countries we surround with the French them who are asked the Asian them for pay reparation how much years now, with the Dominican Republic, white people them who don't like the Asian people them, who the French now apologize for them atrocities, the British schools and all these people apologize for them atrocities. Look here, man. Church is one of the biggest slavery institution in the Western world against black people. Because the church even control the politician them. The Christian church. Because right now, people hear me talk, is that they want to turn off them radio, or them say that damn mad boy you hear me talk about, and we believe in Jesus Christ. That is where in slavery. But you see, you can't tell black people that who embellish in this thing, and you can't tell them that. Because that is where inculcating at them. If you tell them about voodoo and obia, if you tell them about Yoruba tradition, Akan, Asante and them thing there, if you tell them about Brother Nancy and all them thing, them not gonna accept it because white people put that in them brains for how much years now, and it become them reality. So them want to perpetuate the argument that Africans sell out African. So when we are fight for, when Mutabaruka the pan radio attack, when you talk about white people all the while, you know, to say black people sell out black people too. Black people sell out black people too. You see that in your history book, and you accept that as part of your reality. But you don't say you are enslaved by a Jesus concept. Where it's not your reality, but it become your reality because white people will make you believe that. You know how much time them have conference to tell you, say, Jesus Christ is God. You know how much time them have conference. White people, no, black people never have them conference. Say, you know how much time them have conference to make you believe that Jesus Christ is God. That's how some people still don't believe it, who is part of the church where them break away. And I said, no, it's two different things. And I said, no, it's one. It's two, Jesus and the Father is one. They might try to make a dual personality become one personality. You know how much time white people sit down and the Council of Nice, the Constantinople in Turkey, you know how much time them sit down, Pierre man sit down in that conference, 200 bishop meet, 1 year, 30 years after, 100 years after, they might have conference for organize and structure this thing now that black people believe in to the point where now they will kill, just like all the Africans them who take all of Islam will kill them black brethren, them tribal, them nation brethren them because of Islam. It's same way now you have Christians who will not listen to Mutabaruka because Mutabaruka say Jesus is a condition them use to enslave way. And the black people them can't understand, so them lock off them radio, turn off them TV. Anytime I hear Mutabaruka, it's like a scan. One man called me and said, "It's the epitome of the Antichrist." The epitome of the Antichrist, that's what I say. Him is one of them man there. We become such a man in Africa that if white people, if some purple people come now, and him not supposed to reach because him have presidents. The difference between now and that, then and now, is that these Africans never have no president said for no, so you have some people who come from foreign, so wicked and cruel, for to put your brother and sister in a chattel, even though you never see them as your brother again, because you have a different religion and a different understanding of self now. These people have presidents, but because them now look on them roots and them understanding of self, and them stuck into this Jesus thing and this church thing and so on, that if a purpose that people come out, them say, the brother them in their motor, him first if you take and carry go on Mars. I don't know what I'm going to do in Mars. Maybe I'm going to take my flesh and eat it little piece by piece and piece by piece. You don't know that. But guess what? Maybe when you find out, say, after 200-300 years, you find out, say, but a millions away left you so and gone up there, so you know. It's when them go out without that, you hear somebody come back and tell you, say, so like somebody slave them used to work on the ship to clean out the ship and clean the blood and the piss and all them things there for the ship. Them come back and tell the African, them say, you know, something are going up in Mars, so. The purple people, them will take your people, them for about 100 odd years now and do all that, you know. You same one, I go revolt. Like how we are revolt, so now, you same one, I go revolt, but guess what? You now learn from history. You're not learning from history. So you have some church people come with some African who get embedded in a freedom thinking. Because if me and my woman have argument, nobody now gonna know that in the house, you know. And me and her trash out that in the house. And me and her trash out that in the house. If me and my woman have argument, me and her trash out that in the house. Me now go in front of uneducated, unconscious people and tell them, say, boy, you see my wife, this is my wife that she will come and say, you see my husband, this is my husband that. No, that are some little, you never know, uneducated, you know, people will love to tell you, but, you know, you have some, if you notice the people, them will bring them, what them call it, wash them things in a public. It's mostly some uneducated people who don't realize, them a break up a situation and make the situation worse when them do these things more than sit down. That's why people are chop up people. People are chop up people. You think say the man, most of the man them who used to kill woman and most of the woman them who kill man. You really think say if you tell them 10 years ago, say them going to do that, they must tell you, no, do what? After me no madman. 10 years after them do it. But guess what? You see the man who reached a stage and now we want to kill him, man. Him not learn from history. In other words, him not learn from a situation where him read about the paper where a man and a woman are war because of some money business or some people business and him chop up the one. Him not say, right, him not fall for that, you know. Me not fall for that, you know. Because him have a something for turn back to now for teach him a lesson. But him not listen to the lesson. You know, see it? So, the Africans, in a them time, they never have nothing to turn back to. They have to wait for all 100 years or so to find out where really are going over this. So. We come here so now, and we have history for teaching. And we are going to take now what white people want to do. By taking our linen for sure black people. Say, watch now. You see all them brother that attack, them can't take us now. We come from Africa. We are going to tell you, say, we apologize for slavery. In front of the whole world, we apologize. Guess what? You see when them go to church, them only apologize to the man were in the convention box. One man and them sit down in the convention box. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's now 20 years, 10 days since I have been to confession. And say, what is it today? He say, you want to say, why I go sleep with a woman, you know? And she was my wife. And the father thought, all right, go home and go say 500 Holy Mary. And that is that. Nobody no know. Father not tell nobody. And you not going to tell nobody, so you tell Father that. These people, some of them come from Africa. How come me never hear them talk about slave upon them pulpit yet? How come all of a sudden Jesus, in Ghana, Jesus is one of the biggest things in Ghana. Ghana, I don't even know, but to me, in all the countries that I have traveled in Africa, Ghana is the most Jesus-ridden country that I know about. Ghana. And guess what? There's a reason. There's a reason why Ghana, because most away come through Ghana or come from Ghana. When you go to Ghana, if you don't look good, you don't even know say that in Jamaica. You don't know say that in Jamaica. Because them attack the same language. You open and you look, you wonder, wait, I don't see the brother there watch you. I don't see the brother there one show the other day in Jamaica. It's not him. So them have to bring some people from Ghana to come tell you, say, boy, right now, them apologize. Well, them apologize, but that they don't do already. You think me want my wife come apologize to people? She come apologize to me. And me apologize to she. And we don't let so. And we don't want to neighbor know what we that cuss about in our end so. Unless we go shout to, at one another. And that happen too. But we now go shout the liberty to make other people know. We don't settle that in ourselves already. That is why we move on to this level, you know. We want reparation from all of the country them were in slavery and earn half away. And up to this day, still earn half away. And make them millions and billions half away now. And keep mind into subjugation to them Jesus. Because that is the part where it's very difficult. We can't get rid of the Queen. We can't get rid of all of these things. But make we stay with Jesus. And most Jamaican right now, them not have a clue about Christianity. But them say them believe in a Jesus. Them believe in the God of Christianity. And some of them will even tell them I'm a Christian. And me until they say, man kill man, shoot man, and I run from police. And the police not catch him. And when they reach him, bridge them, they say, boy, God make me escape from the boy, them, you know. You see, after my boy, I turn the boy in a ghost round the so. Meaning, say, for those of you who don't know the slang, means say, kill the boy around the so. A policeman go up to me and I have to take certain car and God make me left, you know. So all the murderer, I claim say God help him. All the murderer claim say God help him. Most Jamaican accept Jesus as them personal savior, so them say. Most Jamaican never read the Bible. If you check most Jamaican about the Bible, they won't go tell you something with them ears say in there. But if you start to confront them about it, them don't know what them saying. Most Jamaican will ridicule Rasta. Because them hear Rasta and say, Rasta, where you get that from? And most of the things when me hear Rasta say from them time, they're in the Bible, you know. But most Jamaican never read it. So when them hear the Rasta man say it, come like, no, something like that. Not in the Bible at all. You want to make up that Rasta. Like when we did first hear the word Jah. When we first hear the word Jah, most people believe that Rasta make up that. Most people in Jamaica believe that when you say Jah, it's a Rasta word. And him don't know say Jah in the Bible. Psalm 68, extol him that ride up on the wind, that's Jah. Go looking at the Bible and say if you don't see it. That's why I don't say it. That is something will come out of my vocabulary, this thing Jah. Because whole heap of people know say Jah, and it's not who I used to call Jah, him I talk about. So instead I go round the corner and I don't say Haile Selassie. Now if you want to accept, I can't tell you if you accept Haile Selassie. I tell you what I say. I not say Jah. Because when a whole heap of people say Jah, it's not who I think pan, him I think pan. Just like if someone say God, him not talk about the God of the Christianity. Because you have Allah God, you have Jehovah God and all these gods, see. So I mean I say, we need to understand something. And those are people who are listening to now. Who are listening good, and we will come off of the subject. We want the people them to understand this. That you say this thing of apology that these people is coming with, that them get people from Africa for flying a plane for come here, so come tell we say them are apologize, that them come with them Jesus doctrine where they really enslave black people from them time there. In the name of Jesus, them apologize. Well, I tell them say that they don't do already. And I did accept that apology. Just like I accept when Andrew only say I apologize to the rest of them and I think I accept it, and I say no, all right, now that you accept, now that you apologize, what now? Because here I know the African them, they don't apologize already, and they make certain things taking place, and it's going to take place, and we understand that. And I don't need to talk about this apology where African do. And I don't need to talk about, say, boy, right now, Africans enslave Africans, because that is what they want you to do, because they want you to eliminate the pressure of this reparation thing where everybody had thought bust out on as a reparation. It's like them want to turn it back. It's like them want to turn it back now. See that? Motor, I hear you not talk about reparation. Some African come here, come tell you and say, African did I sell out black people too. It don't remind me, when them say Haile Selassie dead. In the 70s, when they say Haile Selassie dead, I will go up on the bus. I will bridge and switch them go up on the bus. Tell the people them are saying, yes, Rasta, when the God dead, what are we going to do now? How much years now that them say that? From 1974, 75, them say that. 75, 85, 95, 2005, 2015. At 30 odd years, 40 odd years now, them say Haile Selassie dead. 40 odd years, them say Haile Selassie dead. A man did write on the paper and I tell you, said, look here, it's time Rasta stop this damn foolishness because Haile Selassie dead. Them supposed to stop saying no. Look here now. How long Jesus Christ dead? 2,000 years, them say Jesus Christ dead. And now Jesus don't come back up to now, yet still. You have billion people who are Roman Catholic. And maybe you have another billion people who tell them it's other denominations. And them not stop say it. Say Jesus Christ not dead. Jesus Christ up in the sky and one day will come back, come save everybody. And burn up people like Mutabaruka and whosoever else attack damn foolishness about Africa and this and that. Well, you know, me not stop talking about Africa. Because what you know, Africa must free from colonialism and slavery, which still exists in Africa, still exists in the minds of the African people, so. And it's not chattel slavery go all way. It's not chattel slavery all because them understand that now. Them understand say, boy, we can't use chattel slavery again, we have to use something else. You don't have a man named, the man will say, if him never exists or not, whether him exists or not, because some people say him never exists. Him say, pitch the brown skin against the black skin and the black skin against the lighter skin. To tar with the child, the woman them against the man them. And him also pitch the people them who hold upon the religion of them ancestor against the people them who hold upon the religion where the slave master give them. And the slave master religion is more dominant because them control the language. The slave master control the language, and if the slave master control the language, it is going to be the dominant. Anything when it's going to be dominant. So use the minority who hold on the traditions of your foreparents. Just like, oh no, it's everybody around go a bush again. Forgot get bush tea, Guinea and weed, aloe vera, and away all people them used to do. But we let go that because some Christian-minded people come around and say, watch out now, make you take this and take that. Heal you and all them something there. And everybody around go back to that because we have to say the after effects of the things them when them are giving now is worse than the problem we did have before you take this something. Black people, I wonder if you know what we are talking about. Would I really like to understand what we are talking about and open your mind, get critical about your thinking and your thoughts and realize there's no need right now to listen, even entertain African. I'm not talking about continental African, whether I'm his chief, president or prime ministers. There's no need to entertain these people. When them come tell you, say, them apologize for slavery, and them do have a history. Them do have a history even of them ancestors who them claim that slavery in a slavery. Them do have a history for no say. The slavery where we are talking about and where we are fight against. It's not the slavery where the African them did know in a for them reality. Because a different reality we are living at. And if we start to use slavery as the post, if we start to deal with things now, we have to start talking about now, with the slavery that exists right now in the minds of people who believe that when them dead, there's a man in the sky who come down and save them from this white man oppression. Sizzler say white man, God can't save you from white man oppression. Because most of the people them who believe in a Jesus is a white image coming at them. And anytime your God look like a slave master who enslave you, you're in a serious problem. Because you're going to start to look on the color of that man. And if he says that color is the epitome of what you supposed to be. And you is black or ugly. You're picky head. Black pepper green. You're no good because you're black like the darkness. But darkness is the absence of light. It don't mean the light down there, but because it overpower the light. And so you get darkness, you know. Darkness overpower light. And we don't understand that. So you know, we'll come out of the subject. We'll come out of the subject. We say with peace, and we understand what we are saying. And we go way up in at the time, and this is the Cutting Edge and IRFM. Yeah, this is the Cutting Edge and IRFM. You know, we go up on this thing, you know, black people. Almost time you hear black people say, why, you know, see white people are kill white people, you know, see China people are appear black people are kill black people. You know, so the people them who say that really live in a little bubble. For instance, even at Jamaica now, the reason why we see black people kill black people in Jamaica so much is because the majority of people in Jamaica is black people. So obviously, the majority of people them is suffering people who don't have no education and all these things. Well, not the majority, but a lot of them who need some anger management and thing. So when killing go on, when murder rate go on, it's black people must be killing black people. You're not going to see white people killing white people in Jamaica. You have to go to America to see that. Because in America, it's mostly white people kill white people. As a matter of fact, white people kill everybody. Black people, brown people, and themselves. We must stop it. Because that is the narrative where they want pushing our head now. Say, why black people don't know if you unite. Look how white people this and white people that. Look here. The greatest war, the biggest war that ever been fought on the planet was World War I and World War II. And it was white people killing white people. I'm going to say that again. the most devastating war that has been fought on this planet Earth was World War I and World War II. And it was white people killing white people. White people has always been killing white people. Black people has always been killing black people. Indian and Chinese has always been killing Indian and Chinese people. We must not fall in this trap, because we live in a little conclave, in a little corner of the earth where the majority of people in this part of it is like we keep pushing it out there by saying black people don't know if you unite, you know, so white people, we're part of white people unite. Which part of white people unite? Every race of people have a problem, but why black people must carry down for themselves so much? All man a sing song. Hear some reggae artists that sing song say, you know, white people now fight, you know, Indian now fight, and black people are fight. You know, like really, white people not fighting. You see what going on in Yemen, there's all these bombs that you see what them going to Iraq and do. White people going to Iraq with a stroke of a pen. And when them say the pen is mightier than the sword, it's true. The men them who create war in the world never go on the battlefield to kill people. Them sign something and make other people go do them dirty work for them. Look what Hitler did to 6 million Jews. Look what Leopold did, never setting foot in the Congo. 10 million. Russia, Germany, England, France, Norway, Belgium, all of these countries kill one another. We must stop it. Stop. Bring this, I don't even know if karma wants to say, stop bring this negativity on ourselves. Marcus Garvey said we are a great people and we'll be great again. You know, we must stop it. Most of the killings, you see some young white youth just walk in a church and kill whole heap of black people. You see some white youth walk in a school and just shoot up the place and just kill whole heap of black people, white people. You see a man sitting up on a hotel building, there's a fire shot in a crowd, killing whole heap of white people and whosoever else is in the way. But we look on ourselves like where them want to look on ourselves like uncivilized and coot, and then we start to live out for them reality, them illusion. We start to live out for them thinking of how we them think. Said that's why when you look on certain things we are going on in society where them want where them want we to accept, and I will probably accept it. We are saying, but wait, how the hell we not to say is an enslavement in the cultural expression, in the food where we are eat, in the clothes where we wear, in our mindset as it relates to sex, in the education, in the religion, all of them things that is manipulated and controlled by one set of people. And then the people them who accept it is controlled to the point where the people them who give it to you to accept don't even have to be present around you. Because them have people will look like me and you, will carry out for them job and for them work. And we can see it in the church and in the politics of the country. The politics of the country is designed You're the minister of security and justice that come out now against the police force. So the police force need to totally revamp and start over because it was designed from a perspective, and I said it was designed from a perspective of the background master must be protected by any means necessary against the so-called majority black people were existing at the plantation place them. So when them start the police force, it was designed to protect the man who did cut the cane, or the man who was the servant in the house. It was designed for him. It was designed to protect the master from the man who had cut the cane, from the man who or the woman who did work in the house. That is what it was designed for. And that never changed, that come down through generation to generation. And no white man is here. There's no white governor general here. There's no white prime minister here. And most of the business them is run not by white people visibly, but them do have to be visible in your country to decide the outcome of your political, ideological, spiritual being. Them do have to be present because them done set it already. Them done set it already. Oh, you know, so you must go to church every Sunday and every Saturday because them done set that. And you go to school on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. And them set the time when you must go. And them know say when certain time you must get holiday. And you must celebrate Christmas, Boxing Day. You must celebrate Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. You must celebrate Halloween. You must celebrate Columbus Day. You must celebrate. All of these days was designed by them. Them don't have to be present for you remember it. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Nobody teach it. You just understand it. You just learn it. You never get no homework for go study Jack and Jill went up the hill. You know about Jack and Jill try your picnic because it is inculcated in your subconscious for years in, years out. So them do have to present for teach you that. Nobody's present now for teach you about where Jesus said this and Jesus said that and Jesus said that. That even if you never read it, you know say somebody before you did say it. And it stick up in you. It's like how one of my daughters, them love porridge. She love porridge. God, I mean, I know she big, she love porridge because we used to get enough cornmeal porridge when she little. And banana porridge. We grate a banana and grate a corn and make meal. And yeah, up to this day she want cornmeal porridge, she want banana porridge, and them saying you can't get her out of that. I mean, able to present for she make it because she make it now, she a big woman now, she can't make it herself. So anytime she want that, she just make that. And anytime she say, she always remember say when we used to live a bush and that we used to get her, and it was so. Black people, African people, you come like some designer clothes. You are trendy. Them have we a trend. Yeah man, them have we a trend. Me my lady talk this evening away I say, but you know, it's a weird thing. Young people know about the computer to a key. And you try to figure out how them know how to manipulate the computer and the iPad and the iPhone. But guess what? If you full out a farm for your job, them can't full it out. If you understand a simple thing, if you read it, them can't read it. But them know the computer to the key. Them never go to school to learn the computer. Them never... Anytime me want certain things done for my iPad or even that thing I use as I know, me call me little brethren Brian and so say, Brian, all this thing and I work. And bam bam. Yet still if you take him for the next level, that simple little level thing, if you just reason it out rationally, it is like it's not dead so, I'm not dead so at all. So when I say that, them do have a present for you maintain them supremacy. They do have them do have a present. Why supremacy is not maintained by white people? white supremacy is maintained by black people or any other person who find themselves in a position subjugated to them colonial master or colonial history. So we don't have to have the king and the queen here of England to maintain the thinking and the thoughts of the Queen of England. We are enslaving ourselves. We need to apologize to ourselves. Why is myself behaving and reacting this way and come to me so uncomfortable? That your great grandmother still long and I wait for Jesus to come. And indeed, she dead. And your great grandmother still long and I wait for Jesus and she dead. And your great grandmother come still long and she dead. I know your granny come still long and she dead. And your mother still long and she so dead because she wait for Jesus and she knows that she go dead no matter what, whether she believe in Jesus or not. And something supposed to free you and liberate you. But most of the people them might take up this thing, it's like them have more pain and more agony and them more painful and suffering. And them tell you, it is better for a camel to go to the eye of a nigger than to a rich man to enter heaven. And every day we get up and I try to get money. We go to work. We get up early in the morning to go to work. 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week. For get money. For help from a situation where we did create in the first place. And then we realize that the money is not enough. And then we end up want more money, so we find another job and find all sorts of things, and somehow we scheme out and scheme, and somehow we scam this and scam that, to get more money for do things, where sometimes all of the things that we want to do with the money is unnecessary. But that is where the system set you up. That the man don't have to make you want the money. The man don't have to make you want things, or not things where you need, but things where you want. Black people find themselves in a position where them beg, where them need, and buy where them want. Can I repeat that again? Black people find themselves in a position where them beg things where them need and buy things where them want. How is that possible? We really want made in China here. We really want made in China eyebrow, lipstick, all and the bottom, breast. We really need that. We don't really need it. But you have people who write letter, call for them WhatsApp. When you come, bring one of them files here for me, the real one. We want the real human here. Because them too expensive out here. Now I remember say, well, you at the school are opening, maybe we should have really asked for your shoes for the picnic. Now the shoes come second. The week come first. How them get to do that? How them get to plead in a time of stress? We think about an invisible person and believe so that after we're done, say, oh, this, oh, that invisible person are going to come to a rescue and rescue we out of the filth that we find ourselves in. Like the man who, for years, he might pray to God for win the lottery. Oh God, please make I win the lottery. Please make I win the lottery. And for years he might pray for win the lottery. And God answered in prayer one day and said, look here, why you don't buy a ticket? Why you don't buy a ticket? And that is where a whole heap of way African people find themselves in. Instead of we get up and do what we are supposed to do for ourselves, we make the person come and tell you things that he himself never experienced yet. Most of the things them that we believe in most of the things that we believe so we know will start to us by people who believe them know the same thing. And when you realize you just believe, it have nothing to do with the reality of the situation we find ourselves in. Like man, tells the faith can move mountain. And physically people say, of course faith can move mountain. Faith without the works and the bulldozer is nothing. After the faith you're going to move it, but the bulldozer will move it faster than your faith. Just like how the man sign a paper and make people go kill themselves. Just sign a paper. The president just sign a paper and just free you. Like when them call it Thanksgiving Day, the president sign a paper for free the turkey. That turkey there, them now will kill that turkey there. And that's a major and big thing in America. For absolve the turkey from being cooked on Thanksgiving Day. And what is Thanksgiving Day? Thanksgiving Day is the day when these pilgrims come and wipe out a whole heap of the Native American them and thank God for them bounty. After them done rape and rob and pillage the Native American them in America. Them thank God for it. And them have black people that celebrate that. Them have black people that celebrate Thanksgiving Day. Just like how the Buffalo Soldiers them fight for them freedom and fight against the Native American them on the side of the white man. And when the white man, when them win, them find themselves in the same madness when them did it before. Them join the army to get rid of the Native American them and get rid of the other people them where them are move the south versus the north, the Civil War. And them a fight. Believe so them would get them freedom when them done fight. Only to find themselves years after that them can't use the toilet where the white man going on. And them have to have separate toilet for them. These are the things that we don't even recognize and see happen to we. Black people, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won even before you have started. Words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Words that is indelible. Words that last and will last forever and ever. The confidence in ourselves that we search for is not the confidence when them put in a weave and say, do their bidding. Even if we don't do it. That you long for them wig. You long for them clothes. You long for them food. Even when them not even tell you to eat it or wear it. Because them just put that on a screen, a rectangular box in your house, will become the center of everything in your house. And them just keep repeating it every 15 minutes when you watch a night show. With them in a toe. And because your brain is such, where it start to interpret and reflect on, you start to internalize the ad, and then now you want to live out the ad. Because them sit down in a them room, with them long table and many men sit down in there. Them go school for go study, how to get you to buy a product that you don't want, that don't have no use to you. That them know now going to do nothing. How them get you to do that? To just print a label and make you trust the label and make you trust where in the buckle and make you trust where the tablet supposed to do. Not and you start to ignore all the effects of this thing after you take it. How them get you to do that? How them get you to take a tablet? And them tell you that the tablet good for menopause. But the side effects are nausea, vomiting. I better you just go and find yourself. Just go and find yourself. Because after you do that, now you're going to have headache, nausea, vomiting, and possibly death. Look on the advertisement on the TV. And you hear me say it's true. most of them end up as and probably dead. With just a little eating in your body. All you have to do is fun and get cool. But them allow you to do it. And you don't see that as slavery. That is not slavery. How them get you to get up every morning at the same time and go and eat something what you call breakfast at the same time and go stand up and wait for a bus at the same time and go to work at the same time and you do the same thing for 5 days for the week, 8 hours for each day, and then when you're done you get some money and then you look on the money and say, what is me I work for? You're supposed to feel good. Most Jamaicans don't feel good when them get them pay. Them don't feel good. How them get you to do that? Our company are going to make billions of dollars in a 3 months. Billions of dollars. Profit. Billions of dollars profit in a 3 months. Yet them want to lay off workers in the organization. Because if they were supposed to make 5 billion and they make 4 billion, almost million, 4 billion 900 million, they never reach the target. And the reason why they never reach the target is because we have 100 workers too much. So we're going to lay off them workers there that we can reach the billion where they put up there. Wicked set of thing. That is the highest of capitalism, and we don't understand it. And them put it there. When Marco Polo go to China, him see them a powder, a blow up this and a blow up that, and him turn it in a gunpowder. So it no more, it's just a powder for do domestic work or manual work easier. But him turn it now in a gunpowder. Marco Polo, an Italian guy. Just like Christopher Columbus, an Italian guy, who started devastation and the slavery in the West, yeah. Christopher Columbus take the Taínos them. And because him need gold and him can't find none, he would have cut off them hand. And if I tell you something to Christopher Columbus, you say, oh, me never get that school. Because Christopher Columbus, you know, so I should have played it because maybe if white people say it, they don't believe it more. Christopher Columbus and them friend them send out the time of them to get gold, and when them come home, them no find none. Him cut off them wrists. Just like when them used to do, like the Congo where the Belgium people, Belgium government used to do, send out people and then cut off them wrists. And you know what them used to do though? Take the wrists them, you know, and tie it together and throw all the people them neck, make them wear it like ring, like necklace. You don't believe me? But them do it. And you know, we start to internalize this cruelty and wickedness, you know, and start to use it too. Yeah. We start to use it against one another. That terrible thing. Serious thing. Look at over there. Look at we can take some car. Black Princess, send in some car, yeah. We'll talk more than we play music tonight, yeah, boy. I mean, I tell you. Yeah, I hear that Eirthquake cover have about the church. A very serious thing we're confronted with here. Given that the church is the most powerful organization in the country. The church, even more powerful than the politician them. The Roman Catholic Church is more powerful than the Italian government, even though them occupy the smallest area in Italy. The Vatican City in Rome. And Rome is in Italy. So you must know how powerful the church is. The church decide what you must think as it relates to your spiritual upliftment. And if you don't believe me, go and study how Christianity reached the level where it reached now. After so much corrections. It's very, very hard to tell people about certain things when them soul in a way them a say, where them a think, not even where them a say, where them a think. And you try to show them, say, but wait, you know, the thing never start out how you had say it start, you know. Nobody never start out believing, say, a man did a walk on the earth, I go come back, and Jesus, and a man really did I do this and I do that, you know. Nobody never believed that. If some man come up and start that, and then years after, you hear them start to add things and things on it. And then a group of people sit down and structure it, organize it for you. A group of people from Rome sit down in Egypt, construct certain things. Because Rome was, we could talk about Greece first. Because Greece was a dominant, it's like Greece is a colonial masters at the time. Greece, the colonial masters at the time. And Greece, the Greeks, them going to Egypt and construct and restruct, redefine and define a whole heap of African retentive traditions, a whole heap of African perspectives, especially coming out of Egypt. And when them done construct it, them come out with where people are called Christianity. And when them come again, them realize about wait, this thing I want to set better, you know. And a man just call up a whole heap of people and sit down and say, look here, only now left that you will come to some understanding about certain thing, you know. A pure man sit down there and think that and I work that, you know. And when them done that, years after them come again and say, look here, we have to have another meeting, you know, because what you know, we have to get everybody under one umbrella. And them keep, must have 4 different meetings. 4 different meetings under how much Roman emperor. And one of the biggest one them keep was in Turkey, Constantinople, work off of Constantine. And them construct again and restruct and construct and restruct and reach where them reach. And a guy just come and say, what you know? We are laid on a liar, so you know. You say everything what we say, so if anybody ever go against it, you know, see them is damned in hell for eternity, or they're going to be burnt in fire. And literally them people just tie up and burn in a fire in a square. Them just tie up all out of Ochoreo's clock straight so. And everybody jump up and scream and bawl out and who cry, who laugh when the fire burn your flesh. We're talking about men of God, men of the cloth doing these things. The guy them sit down. Some big fat swarthy bishop sit down in a Rome, in a Turkey, in a whatsoever, in a Jerusalem, sit down and construct the thing and put it out there, and then now them put it in a book. Because when it start, them never have no book, them never write nothing for print back no book. Them write one thing, and then a man have to use him and I write back the same thing in the next book. And the next one have to use, because they never have no printing press. So by the time the third man I write, you know, he must skip out and take out things where him say, nah, go work out. And when the Roman can like sit down and construct the thing, them take out things where, that's why you have some places in the world have more books in the Bible than other places. It's a simple thing. Oh, we don't see that. You know, see, them take out some book named the Apocryphals and say it wasn't inspired. Who you think take out them book there? And the same man them who gave the next book, the next set of book them and say, This will not put that in there, will not put that in there. And if you go in at the Oriental church, them in the east, if you're going to the Russian Orthodox, the Armenian Orthodox, the Ethiopian Orthodox, them have more books in there. Because them, a whole heap of them never go with the head church. So the Armenians, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, all of them things there, them go by themselves and construct something else. But it's the same thing, and it's not different something. It come off of one Greek concept, Roman concept. All of them come from Greek Roman concept. Because Greece used to control the place at the time. Just like how if France control your country, most of the things them where you adhere to is French. If it's the Portuguese control your country, you talk Portuguese, and most of the things where you aspire to is Portugal. And if Britain control your country, most of the things them that you aspire to is England. So most of the things them where come from all of these churches come out of the leading colonial masters at the time, which was the Greeks, and then after the Greeks you have the Romans. Oh, people are going like say that no have nothing to do with them belief system and them thinking. Greece and Rome, even in Ethiopia, all where you hear man are going this and are going that. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church was nationalized because the Egyptian Coptic Church was too far. So there's some way after happen where them bring the church over to them. Christianity never started in Ethiopia. It was brought there. Christianity is not an African thing. It is offshoot of African understanding, but it was designed and created by the colonial masters who was in Egypt at the time, which is the Greeks and the Romans. Who can tell me say not no go so? Tell me say not no go so. It was the Greeks and the Romans, not in Rome and not in Greece, but in Africa, that set up this structure and give it to the nations around. And all of them is offshoot of that Roman, Greco-Roman understanding. Because you have spirituality will exist in Africa thousands of years before the Greeks and the Romans entered it. So. But it was moved back because the people them have power. The man who have the power control the design. When you talk him language, you talk him design, you talk him thoughts. So the Greeks and the Romans, that's why when you go to Ethiopia, there's no word for Jesus Christ in Ethiopia. It's Jesus Christos. Jesus Christos is a Greek word. It's Greece it come from. Just like how you hear a whole heap of Maroon attack Arabic. Because they was influenced by the Arabs, them, and Islam, a whole heap of Islamic retentions reaching at Jamaica through the Maroon them, because the Maroon them was part of the colonialism that exists. And she even say the Maroon them, but the Africans them who come on and become Maroons was part of the colonial existence of the Arabs' Islamic culture. And it seeped into the indigenous culture of Ghana, Gambia, Senegal, and all of these places. And it reached Anya so. And we'll go back to say, we have to ask sometime, who is an African? El
Muta.
Wait, oh, you the man?
Yeah, man. I have a video to send to you.
What name?
Well, it's a video that I got from BBC TV, because where it's showing 6-year-olds being taught to write letters to encourage the practice of homosexuality. You have an English teacher, her name is Sarah Upson, which you will see, and she's teaching some 6-year-old boys and so, and telling them that they must pretend that them name Prince Henry and write a letter to Thomas, to tell Thomas why it's a brilliant idea that them as Prince Henry and them should get married.
Yeah.
And she explaining that this is good because from a young age they must know about diversity. So you see the indoctrination from them early stages, and it's them kind of thing them want come try legalize in a Jamaica and in the African world, in a Mother Africa and the rest of the Caribbean. You see? Yeah, 6-year-old. I'm gonna send you the video.
Yes,
you know,
babies,
and her name is Sarah Hobson. And I love what you're saying there because a lot of people, when you talk about the origins of Christianity and Islam and them thing there, Africans who have been miseducated get vexed and they want to fight and kill people like me and you and other people because them don't want to hear the truth that these are foreign religions that were used to mentally enslave our people.
From them time there?
Yes, and still. And all this thing about so-called Maroons. I always say that because no so-called Maroons came to Jamaica. It's African people.
Africans come. No slave never come neither.
Yes, I know exactly. No slave never come. It's African captains of war, etc. And you see that Glasgow University, it was Glasgow University.
Last week I tell you about them apologize.
Yes, not only that, what happened, them announced a program of reparations too.
Yeah, I didn't say that there.
After a 1-year study, it was found that the university benefited from, in those times, donations from people who made money from the enslavement of our people of 198 million pounds then, which is multi-millions now.
No, yeah, man.
So, yes, you know, and them thing there. And Toots Maytels, they were in Birmingham last night, so still I do the good work. And I don't want to forget, because I know you know Ilawi, original selector for Jallo, Brigadier as a DJ. And you know him have that fire we burned down him house virtually in 2016.
What happened to him?
Yeah, man.
What happened now?
Yes, no, what happened is that I'm glad to see him rebounding because he might keep a dance out Wiki Waki out by 7 Mile, Bullby.
You tell me what news when I Jamaica Rasta. I think I'll England the man there.
No, but me just glad to know say him thing forward, you know what I mean? And then with him and faith and things. So I'm glad to know because with the strength there and thing. And also, we have the case in Martinique where pesticide that was banned in France has been killing our people because you know most of the people in Martinique are Africans like me. Because through them use the pesticide, Martinique has the second highest rate of death to prostate cancer. In the world, and a lot of our women there, see them too on the programs, suffer from breast cancer. Yet it was banned in France, but through them know Martinique is a place which is overwhelmingly African populated. Them have it and them thing there. So we know, you know. And I'm glad that this has been really highlighted. And in London, Sean Bailey, born in London, West London, of Jamaican parents, he's the one who is going to be running as a mayor in the forthcoming elections in London soon. But guess what him do, Muta and other listeners? Him come out because of the expose that him said that multiculturalism is something which is wrong. He is against our teaching of our culture, and you know them have African History Month here in October in this country. Against it, and I talk about refer to it, you know, like it create a kind of cesspool environment and them thing there. That was some article where he write some years ago. Yes, and also there's a book that we as people here make such a noise and protest about that has been withdrawn, a GCSE book in sociology. We're putting down our families here, you know, saying our families dysfunctional and that type of thing. sociology book for GCSE, you know, misrepresenting our African families here. So because of the noise that we have made, protests and so on, it has been withdrawn.
Okay.
You know, definitely has been withdrawn. So glad to really know that, you know.
Yeah.
And as you're talking about the church there in Jamaica, they must apologize immediately because them, as you know, and as you say, is part and parcel of the problem with slavery. See, them want to put enslavement of our people on us rather than on the Europeans and the Arabs, them who do it.
Yeah, and, them never. But I ask you a question.
Yeah.
You used to go to church when you were at Jamaica, right?
Yes, man, but the whole we never.
May I ask you? You ever hear the subject of chattel slavery come up on the pulpit yet?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
That me I say
all you hear is blue-eyed Jesus.
Never hear them talk about slavery.
And white like snow and
snow,
yeah.
Lord, watch me and make me whiter than snow.
Yes.
Though your sins may be like scarlet, but it shall be as white as snow.
Right, which by implication it will tell you subconsciously that anything black is
no
bad.
Good.
And this is why, you know, I don't like the use of this term by some people. Them no want to use the term African and black, you know. Them are talk about people of color. And notice the people who like that, them no want to be identified as African or anything to do with black, but people of color. Everybody of color, including so-called white people. Nonsense about people of color.
Well, when them talk about apology for slavery, them have to start with the church because the church instigates slavery.
Exactly. But listen, remember John Hawkins, who was the first English slave enslaver with him ship named Jesus of Lubeck. Jesus of Lubeck.
It says Jesus of Lubeck.
He was an Anglican person.
Yes.
He was a Church of England person.
Yes.
So why them don't talk about that? This is a Church of England person who was the first English enslaver. And no Africans never sell him no Africans. He went to West Africa and kidnapped, captured our people.
Well, wait now.
He was not sold.
Wait now.
Any Africans by any Africans.
Wait, I can tell you something. I can say something to you.
Yes.
Amazing Grace was written by a man who used to take him ship and carry go to Africa.
Yeah, the boy named Newton. His surname was Newton.
Yes. And him write half of the melody of the Africans.
Our people.
Yes, him write a song named Amazing Grace. That save a rich like we. And black people are repeat this thing for years now, that them is rich. Let's save a rich like me. And them say the man did convert.
Almost every funeral, Amazing Grace is one of the number one.
Yeah, but you know, them say he must converted to Christianity. Why it is okay to sing the song?
Yes.
You know, see?
Making excuses, see it.
Yes. So the man converted to Christianity. This is a man who would take African people across the Atlantic. We don't know how much how much time him do it. But at one time him get wake up now and say, and they must now say, Amazing Grace that save a rich like me. I don't know rich.
Exactly. No rich at all. I tell you, man, them not easy. And you know, I remember Marcus Garvey Jr. in 1992 when it was the 500th anniversary of the boy Columbus when he invaded Guinea and misname it San Salvador. Declared in 1992 as President General of the UNI and ACL that every 12th of October must be commemorated as African Holocaust to remind us of what Arabs, Jews, and Europeans do to our ancestors. And that is what the church must do. And Muta, I know that you and Kabu and other Africans in Jamaica and Africans outside of Jamaica we must make an example of this church group who lying on behalf of these racists and want to put it on us. Can you imagine them telling the Jews that because some Jews did work with Hitler to put other Jews in concentration camps, that is Jews responsible for what Hitler to them?
Yeah.
Eh? But them feel that them can try that with we as African people. You ever tell any Jew that Jews responsible because a few Jews did sell out? And it's because of pressure and thing. But them feel that them can do this to us as African people.
And nobody hunt white people in America to side with Hitler. Not even Jews now, but white people in America who did side with Hitler to kill the Jew them. Nobody hunt them down.
No, and in Britain too, you hear nobody.
And you hear nobody apologize?
No. Right? And then I talk about we not to get reparations. Yeah. No man. And it really exposed again the Christian church for them complicity as being one of the main architects in the enslavement, genocide, rape, murder and thing of our people. For them to be trying to falsely blame African people for our own enslavement.
You mean, yes.
Yeah, man. Evil.
Terrible. Anyway, we're going to move.
All right. Blessed love. Keep up the good work.
We'll come to Birmingham and London, We'll come back and
talk,
Eh?
Me say, the wicked, and a lot of them listen to the program. Because them hoping you will say something where them can use against you. You know that them don't like to hear when you attack.
I don't care.
People know what is that, You know that from day one,
I don't
they
care.
want to censor you. Because you can imagine how them say, why, if we could have do something to shut him out. Because them no want to hear the truth, man. But them I got tired to hear.
Tired.
Every time.
Give thanks.
Tired to see with face and hear advice. Blessed love.
All right.
So my people, indeed, this one was a interesting one. So I hope you guys did learn something. And don't forget, I'm here on the Black Unity program. So feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Big up to each and everyone. Up until then, peace out. Adios.